A few years ago, there was a book that had gone viral on Book Talk. This is during quarantine, and it's a really well done variation of a thought-provoking hypothetical situation. Variations of the plot go something like this. A woman, a wife, is brought into the police station, into one of those interrogation rooms. And the police want to talk to her. They don't want to talk to her about her. They want to talk to her about her husband, her partner. They're like, look at this picture. Is this your husband in the picture? Yeah, that's my husband in the picture. That other person in the picture, that's not you, is it? No. And normally, it looks like this is something that normally intimate couples do, and here are the two of them doing it, and you're nowhere to be seen in the picture.
Doing what?
Intimate things.
Oh.
And now the wife is confused, and the police inform her, here's why we brought you in. Because now she is missing.
They're asking the wife about this woman.
Yes. It's a compelling plot. I mean, it went viral for a reason, but maybe not so much for Jennifer Soto. She is a woman from Florida, and the officers in 2024, they sit her down to talk to her about her on and off boyfriend of 7-ish years.
Whose hand is it?
I would say it's Stefan's.
That's Stefan's hand?
I think so.
You and Stefan, have you guys been intimate before in the past? So you're aware of what like his looks like and things like that, correct?
Yeah.
Does this look like Stefan's to you?
No.
No. Okay. What about that?
Possibly, yeah. If anything, it's not even I'm recognizing, it's the things around it.
So it's the things around it that make you believe it's his.
Well, we have Stefan's phone. We have your boyfriend's phone. We were able to get into his phone, and there are some very unfortunate, graphic pictures of him conducting very sexual acts with Maddie. Maddie, the one that had gone missing recently in Florida. The missing persons case that everybody is talking about. Look, I wish I could tell you this is all a made-up story, Jennifer, but it's not.
Did you ever suspect anything like this? No? You okay?
Is this a surprise?
What is her? Can I see some of that evidence?
What makes you believe that it's not?
Okay, well, so our goal is we want to find Maddie. Do you know if Stefan has any special hangout spots? No, there's no place I can think of outside of shopping at Target, anywhere else that you can think of. What are you thinking about right now, Jennifer? How this can be true? How I missed the signs? What signs are you saying you missed? No, like I'm just saying if there were any signs, I didn't see any. I just want to, I believe you. I want to believe you, but I can't believe you till I see the actual evidence. Are you sure you want to see that? I'll go get it. Are you sure you want to see those photos?
Can you tell me what's being done in the photos?
She has in her mouth.
Do you think he would ever hurt her? I don't think he would. No. Like, I believe you when you talk to me about those images. Those images might be real, or they could have happened, but I don't believe they're related to this case. I don't think... Some of those pictures, Jennifer, they go back to 2022. So 2 years prior. I understand it's a lot to take in right now. I can only imagine what you're going through, but we need to know everything. Our main goal is to find Maddie and bring her back home, and we need your help. Did he mention taking her anywhere? No.
I don't want to see those images of babies. I feel like we need proof evidence, but like I'm afraid of being traumatized forever, so that's what I want to do. If you guys have found evidence of him being in front of the store like he said he was, like it's possible that his story might be true and somebody else could have taken her. Like I'm just thinking, like, what if we're focusing, like, okay, things happened, right? But what if that's completely a side thing and not having to do with this, like her missing?
The authorities are quiet. It's a very odd reaction to have. Because the person who is missing is Jennifer's own daughter, who is 13 years old. And Stefan is Jennifer's 37-year-old boyfriend. Jennifer says, and I repeat for you, like, okay, this happened, right? But what if that's completely like a side thing and not having to do with this, like her being missing? I believe he did this stuff, but I don't believe he had done anything evil to her. This is the case of Madeline Soto.
The capacitors are overcome. How will you fare with the train?
We would like to thank today's sponsors who have made it possible for Rotten Mango to support the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. They focus on finding missing children, reducing child exploitation, and the prevention of child victimization. This episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support Rotten Mango's growing team, and we'd also like to thank you guys for your continued support. As always, full show notes are available at RottenMangoPodcast.com. Today's case involves heavy themes of CSAM, CA, CSA, SA, and potential familial incest. There are quite a few mentions of those themes throughout this entire episode, and this is just part one, so if this is too much, please take a break, get some air, we'll see you in the next one. Charges have been pressed in this case, lots of charges, over 60 counts, but unfortunately and legally there has yet to be a trial, so innocent until proven guilty in the eyes of the law, but netizens, they feel otherwise. This is going to be a two-part case. I tried so hard to keep it into just one part, condense it down, but I went through 20 plus hours of police footage, interviews, audio interviews, body cam footage, over 1,000 pages of court documents, and there is just no way to condense it down into one. In part one, this episode, we're going to be focusing on Maddie going missing, what happened that day, and the weird actions of her own mom, Jennifer Soto. In part two, we focus on Stefan Stearns, the 37-year-old boyfriend of Jennifer Soto, and all of the conspiracies that are tied to what happened. There's conspiracies and allegations of a larger network of CSAM, formerly known as CP, but child abuse material, rings on Telegram, organizations operating in Florida, allegations of pregnancies. I mean, there's a lot happening. So stay tuned for part two, and let's get started. Jennifer Soto and her boyfriend Stefan Stearns are sitting in front of the camera. They're talking to Fox 35. They're talking to all the local news networks that are calling them to help us find Jennifer's 13-year-old daughter, Madeline Soto. Maddie Soto. She is missing. Look, this area is so bad. There is so much that can happen. Some say because of its close proximity to Disney World, it's near Orlando. Some say it's a hub for human trafficking. Kids get snatched to be sold. There's all these conspiracies. There's rumors. You go online, you're going to be spiraling down these rabbit holes. And if you're not spiraling, then there's other major considerations you have to factor in, like Alligator Lake. Alligator Lake in Florida is a pretty small lake, but it's got at least 300 alligators in there, in one singular lake. It lives up to the name. It's advised that if you walk your dog around the lake, don't put your dog too close to the water's edge. You just never know what the alligators are going to consume. So yeah, a missing child anywhere, but also near Disney World, near alligator lakes, especially concerning, and time is of the essence. Jennifer is doing a Zoom call with Fox 35 from, it appears to be her kitchen. Her boyfriend Stefan is sitting right behind her. So this is interesting. He's not really sitting right behind her, as in they're both doing the interview. He's just kind of in the background. Like when you're on a Zoom call with work people and someone walks into the room and you have to kind of glance back and be like, hello, and then a Zoom call. That's how he's just sitting in the background. Half on screen, half not on screen.
What is he doing?
Just cracking his knuckles. Okay, Jen, go ahead and tell us what's going on with Maddie.
Monday morning, we took her to school. We dropped her off close to school, across the street from a church, which is it's right next to the school. She crossed the street and walked to school, what we thought walked to school. My boyfriend drove her to school, drove away at that point. I went to pick her up after school, and she wasn't there. I emailed one of her teachers. They confirmed that she was absent all day. At that point is when I called 911 because I realized something was truly wrong.
So she sounds pretty...
Straightforward. You could almost mistake her as a detective recounting what happened. But maybe not as professional, but definitely a little detached emotionally.
And this just happened? Or how long?
A few hours. I hate to ask this, but is she the type that would run away? Is this something that has happened in the past?
Never. She's never ever mentioned anything like this before, and she's not the type to want to do this. She did accidentally leave her phone on Monday, which is kind of normal for her. She's got ADHD and very forgetful. So she left her phone at home, so there's no way to trace her.
Why is it glowing? No clue, but I noticed it when someone did. Keeper's Village should be right through there. There's that monster. Absorbing its energy.
On alignment, report!
Jen, what is your fear? I know you said that she's on games and stuff. Do you fear that she could have met somebody and could meet up with them?
She's open with us about, if she's got a crush with anyone, and she told us she had a crush with someone at school. And I looked at her messages, nothing was weird. I looked at all of her messages, all of her deleted messages, nothing seemed weird. It didn't seem like she was talking to anyone. I feel like she may have been taken, because this is not like her at all to just disappear and not tell us, not let us know where she's going or who she's with. I'm just contacting the news to get the word out, to get some help, because I'm desperate. I'm wrecked right now.
So you think that she's been taken against her will?
I'm trying to hope for the best, but I'm scared for her. I want her to be okay. I want her to be safe. I don't want her to come back for her. I just want her back. Whatever that means. I just want her back.
Are you gonna go out there and search or look? Are you sticking by the phone? What are you doing?
I'm staying at home, staying by the phone, hoping she just appears. I know my entire family is out looking. They've all spread a bunch of flyers. I've had people contact me that they've gone to the international airport to spread flyers, to Amtrak, to Greyhound.
You mentioned ADHD. Was there anything else maybe mentally going on that you knew of?
She does suffer from anxiety, and once upon a time she was diagnosed with autism. We had her reevaluated a few months ago actually, and they told us no, she didn't have autism, but she did have some autistic traits. She did have ADHD, some autistic traits, but not autism.
Very weird. At the end of the interview, Jennifer shares a message that she personally has for her own daughter, Maddie.
Maddie, if you see this, please come home. Please be safe. I love you very much. If you have my Maddie, please let her come home. I just want her home.
For such an agonizing situation, Jennifer seems to be, at best, holding it in very well. She's collected for the media interviews, maybe too collected. In another interview with WFTV Channel 9 News, this time the news station comes to her house to interview her. They set up a camera, and Jennifer is sitting there with a black hoodie on. She is almost vibrating. Think of your phone on a wood table on silent mode. Someone is calling you, it's just vibrating throughout the entirety of the interview. At first, I thought she was shaking, or the camera is shaking because of how consistent the vibrating is. But I believe, and I could be wrong, but if someone is shaking or shuddering, it's a very jerking motion. It varies in severity. Like sometimes it's a big jerk or a small shiver, or you're shaking and then you stop shaking or you try to calm your nerves. But it is a pretty consistent, intense vibrating, which leads me to believe she is shaking her leg throughout the entirety of it. Yeah, so it's not like she's trembling. She's shaking her leg aggressively. So I was trying to mimic it at my desk too. And I was like recording myself. It looks like shaking the leg. This is what the news reporter asks. My first question is, what is your first and last name? And can you spell them both out for me? Jennifer, Jennifer, Soto, Soto. Mother? Mother. Jennifer, tell me how you're feeling right now.
I feel like I can't breathe. All I keep thinking about is, where is she? Is she safe? Is she okay? But we're all a wreck. My entire family's a mess.
She recounts very quickly that Maddie was dropped off at her school by her partner Stefan, so Jennifer's boyfriend. Well, very close to the school. She says across the street, it's basically right next to the school, but she never made it to the school, was absent, vanished. But in the middle of her explaining, this is interesting. You know those grand clocks that chime every hour? This is, I guess, a cuter, goofier version. So Jennifer works at Disney. It sounds like a Disney clock. It's like, yahoo, yahoo. And it keeps going, and Jennifer stops. She pauses, closes her eyes, and she smiles. She opens her eyes and looks at it like, this is embarrassing. And then smiles again.
Sorry.
And then she takes a deep breath and continues with her story. The reporter asks, is this normal behavior? Not at all, no. From time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally, and that's actually what happened yesterday. So this is the next day. She left her phone at home, she went to school, and that happens from time to time. She has ADHD, but there's no way to track her because now I have, well, now the detectives have her phone, but this is not normal behavior, no. What are you thinking about right now?
In my heart, I feel like somebody took her. This isn't like her to just pick up and run away, or just not go to school.
I know as a mother, a lot is going on in your brain. To bring her back home, what have law enforcement told you that you're able to share?
That they're doing the best they can. They've had detectives come out, interview us. They took a piece of her clothing for the canine dog to see if they can stick it out. I'm not sure them. We've worked through what we could have thought, and anywhere she would have been. She would have known to wait for me at the school.
Is there anything you think our viewers would need to know about the way you're feeling, the way the family's feeling for Madeline?
Desperate for any answers, anything that you can do to help. I'm here for it. Just please, if you see my daughter, just please bring her home. I just hope you're okay, Maddie. I hope you're safe. I hope you're not hurt.
Does she look more worried than yesterday?
I don't know. Okay, I can go back and forth. If I try to convince myself that she looks worried, but she just looks a little uneasy.
Now, why are so many news stations?
She reached out to them the night that Maddie went. Her family went to get the news out there, the word out there. And this time around, for this news station, Stefan Stearns also does an interview. He's got a black hoodie on, a full beard, and a baseball cap that's put on backwards. His eyes are really red. He's clearly, at least visually, he seems more emotional than Jennifer does. It's not a contest, but he seems somewhat distraught, to the point where the reporter starts. You seem emotional. Explain to us what happened.
I dropped her off. Everything looked fine when I drove away. So last time we saw her.
What were the conversations that y'all had in the car when you dropped her off?
Not much. She was asleep for most of the way. Told her have a good day at school when she got out. I love her. Hey, thanks. Love you too. That was it.
And so where you think she could possibly be? I mean, this isn't, as I was told, this isn't normal behavior.
This is not normal behavior. She's not the type that would just run off. We don't know where she could be. And we're scared. We just want her home.
Are you, in a sense, blaming yourself?
It's hard not to.
Why?
I dropped her off early. I could have waited longer. She looked okay. She was walking toward the school and I saw her. It was like any other day, so I went on with my day.
What has the conversation been with Jennifer since? Because again, this is Jennifer's biological daughter, not Stefan's biological daughter. So you could imagine there might be some relationship turmoil.
She's been very, a lot stronger than me. We're not in it together very well. But it just keeps coming in waves. Just the reality keeps hitting. We don't know where she is. We don't know what she's saying.
Stefan says he even went out with the cops to search for her. And was her body language off when you dropped her off at school? Happy. She had a happy weekend. She just turned 13. She had her 13th birthday party Sunday, and this was Monday that she goes missing.
She was happy that we were all together here. She was very happy. She was a happy kid. She's very sweet. She's a very sweet girl. She brings a lot of joy to us, and we just not knowing.
So the unknown is killing you.
Yeah, it's like our whole world is upside down. And not feeling her presence here is... Sorry. It's hard.
What do you want our viewers to know when they see this?
She's a sweetheart. She's a very sweet, kind girl. She's a living nightmare. They started off like any other one. They just want to wake up. Just got hit with waves of the reality because it's setting in. So it got dark last night. We started falling apart. We knew it wasn't going to come to an end. But now we're going on 24 hours and it's still nothing. Conflicting reports here and there. People saying they see this or that. None of it's conclusive. And none of it's helpful. We just want a baby girl back.
When these interviews are posted, I will say, we as netizens do seem to have, collectively, conspiracy-tinted glasses these days. A lot of people are just spreading the word in the local area, but some netizens were confused, especially on TikTok. And there were fights, people saying, how dare you question people? How dare you question the poor grieving family? And there were arguments.
Like day one, people are arguing?
Yes. I would say a smaller minority of people were pointing out weird things. I think a lot of people were told they just can't say. So a lot of people were saying it in, she looks like maybe she's still processing a lot of the shock. But the more opinionated comments read, Mom seems very calm and shaking seems more of like a nervous thing. Nervous about something rather than upset that her daughter is missing. Another one reads, this doesn't feel right. I'm getting bad vibes from my mom. I know everyone reacts differently, but the mom doesn't even seem upset. Others focus on the fact that Jennifer mentions that she did not attend her daughter's birthday party. So in the Fox 35 interview that I kind of shortened, she's like, oh yeah, I couldn't go because I was working. And the comment reads, how does a mother miss her own child's birthday? For 13 years, you've known to take this day off now or celebrate it when you're not working, because Sunday is not Maddie's actual birthday. It's just the day of her party. I could never miss my kids' birthday parties. That's the comment, not me, I don't have kids. One comment reads, did he say she was a happy kid? Is that what the boyfriend just said was?
She just wasn't happy. She was a happy kid.
Other comments read, if my daughter was missing, I would not be able to give interviews like this. I would not be able to talk without breaking down. I would not be able to sleep, nor eat, nor talk, or do anything. I would be driving around all night and day looking for my daughter. Crazy to even muster a chuckle about that little clock when your child is missing. I think the mother is actually smiling in the interview. It looks like she knows more than she's letting on. Maybe netizens are being harsh though. I mean, I think the internet likes to see the bad in everything and everyone right off the bat, and maybe Jennifer is in shock during these media interviews because she's probably, hopefully, a lot more helpful to the authorities, right? Because these are just media interviews. Because Maddie is 13 years old, the authorities have to rule out the potential that she is run away. Because the way they search for her, depending on if they think she ran off versus if they think she was taken, it's very different. Jennifer is explaining there's just no way that Maddie would ever run away. Maddie just had her 13th birthday party the night before, and the next day she goes missing. She was happy. It's just that Monday was a series of unfortunate events. Jennifer was trying to sleep in, get some rest because she forgot to take her medication the night before. She's feeling wonky. She just started a new job. She's still in training. Stefan is taking Maddie to school that morning, but he forgets his phone. He spends a good chunk of his morning waiting in front of the vape shop to open after he drops Maddie off, but they never open. And later he gets a flat tire. Monday's a mess. So the police are like, okay, run us through the day. Run us through Monday morning and everything that happened. What time did you wake up? Jennifer tells the authorities. I'm gonna say around 8 o'clock in the morning, Stefan came into the room and was trying to put the leash on the dog.
I had to try to help him with it. Stefan got it. I heard people in the kitchen. I'm not sure exactly who, because I do have roommates. See, I know she walked into the kitchen, into her bedroom to get ready and all that because she left her phone on her dresser in her bedroom. And I know she did that while she was getting ready that morning.
No, what is considered her bedroom? Where at?
In the living room.
Okay.
We've got like a little wall partition, and she's got a bedroom in the living room. It's got a bed, a dresser, a desk, and a TV. She doesn't sleep there. She just hangs out there during the day. That's her space.
Okay, what time did you wake up on Monday? Well, Jennifer's thinking back and she says, okay, so Maddie's classes start at 9:30, which means they usually do drop off. They leave the house at around 8:50. She checks her alarms. I'm pretty sure I woke up that morning at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and then I left the house at 9:30. So Stefan drops Maddie off. Jennifer wakes up at 9. They're already out of the house. Then at 9:30, she leaves the house because she has a doctor's appointment at 10:15. And it took a while. They did the blood work. I think I got home somewhere around 11:15. But when she gets back home, Stefan is there. And the two of them just spend like an hour catching up about their mornings. And she says Stefan was filling her in on how the two of them had left early to go to school. Maddie had woken up early and he decides, let's go to McDonald's. And that was the plan. Jennifer knew this was the plan, that he was going to take her to McDonald's, grab breakfast. And Jennifer says, but on his way to school, she was very sleepy and wanted to sleep in the car. She said that she did not want to go to McDonald's. She just wanted to be dropped off. And he let me know that he had left his phone at home because I had called him multiple times and he hadn't picked up. He left his phone at home by accident, went to the vape shop after dropping Maddie off, but they didn't open for some time. So he waited for quite a while in front of the vape shop, but they still didn't open, so he finally gave up and came home. They hang out for a little while. He then leaves again to run some errands. Hit up the vape shop again, then go to Target, a place called House Rules. It's a game shop. They sell board games. Then he's going to be home before Jennifer does pickup for Maddie. Or at least that is the plan, when he gets a flat tire on the way back, so Jennifer goes to pick up Maddie by herself.
So what time do you leave the house?
2:30.
2:30?
Yeah, it takes me about 20 minutes to get to school, and then I wait about an hour.
Why does she go so early?
She likes to be at the front of the line. So if you know school pickup in America, you gotta wait in line. There's like a parade of cars.
I see.
And I realized I was holding up the line because everybody behind me, their kids had gotten in their car and they needed to get out of the line. But because I was first in line, I was holding up the line. So after that, I'm gonna say at about 4:10, she waits about 15 minutes. She feels like she can't wait any longer. Maybe Maddie didn't know that Jennifer was picking her up, so she took a side door out of the school and started walking home. Jennifer puts her car in drive, starts heading along the path that Maddie normally takes when she does have to walk home. She spends another 30 minutes waiting to see if Maddie is going to be seen walking, and nothing. Maddie is